Hats. Video games. What do these two have in common? Well, you can put them both on your head, but when it comes to hats, they've been around for ages. In the past, they've been used to segregate between social classes and even groups of people. Royalty would wear crowns adorned with jewels and precious metals, while peasants would wear leather caps made out of a sheep's asshole. These days, they're more of a fashion choice than anything. However, some hats do boast a practical application, like one of my favorite hats, the beer helmet. Now, what does this have to do with video games? Well, everything, really. Hats have been an integral part of character design ever since the very first video games were ever made. Hats can sometimes be so iconic that even the image of it instantly triggers a character association. If I show you this hat, for example, then bam, you're like, oh shit, that's Mario's hat. Or this one, oh shit, it's Link, what up? Not only do hats belong on a wide variety of characters from many different video games, but the sheer variety of hat types in video games is enormous as well. So to make this a little more organized, I'm going to split up video game hats into 3 different categories: aesthetic, active functional, and passive functional. First, let's define what we mean by aesthetic hats. These hats don't really serve anything to the gameplay. Examples include every single hat from Team Fortress 2, Parappa's beanie, Vivi's big-ass wizard hat from Final Fantasy, John Marston's dope-ass cowboy hat, Rasputin's lame-ass aviator cap, most of Link's hats, most of Mario hats, and all the hats that the protagonists in Pokemon wear. Even some Pokemon wear goddamn hats. The list goes on and on. Pretty much any game that lets you customize your look without giving stat bonuses to clothing items are included on this list. All of these hats are basically just to add to the general look of a character, and for a long time in video games, that's all they were, just for looks. This is how hats are, for the most part, in the modern era in our world. In Animal Crossing, you can wear some dinky little hat or even forego a hat completely. Or you could save up 1 million bells and buy that sweet-ass crown to show off to your friends. Animal Crossing for the Switch, get on it, Nintendo. The point I'm trying to make here is that just like in real life, video games also have more hats than you can shake a baseball bat at. However, video games do something with hats that I'd like to see more of in real life. Functional hats. One example of an active functional hat is in Mario 64. Not only did this game break new ground with how platformers were played in 3D space, they also opened up new opportunities for game creators to use hats in fun and new ways. You see, for the first time, Mario had the ability to get upgrades for his hat, the first being the winged cap. Once you throw the sucker on, you're able to start flying after performing a triple jump, opening up all kinds of new opportunities for the player to traverse in 3D space. It was the way that these hats let the player change their gameplay that made it more active and engaging. Nobody does this better than my favorite pink ball of fluff, Kirby. This little dude has the entirety of his gameplay based on the concept of new hat, new ability. Alright, so we have like this little pink ball that's a face. Yeah, And then when he swallows the enemy, he wears them as a hat. And then the hat lets him use the ability of the enemy it came from. Fucking genius! This changed everything. Many games would eventually follow suit, allowing the player new gameplay options depending on not only hats but other headgear as well. The whole premise of games like Final Fantasy, 4 Heroes of Light, and Bravely Default were based on the concept, change your hat, change your job. Great examples include the entirety of Majora's Mask, the Minish Cap, the bandana you get after beating Metal Gear Solid, fucking Kung Lao's hat from Mortal Kombat is brimmed with a blade that he uses to brutally murder his opponents, Jesus fucking Christ. While all these hats contribute to the gameplay in a significant way, there are other ways that hats can contribute to gameplay, which brings us to our last category. Passive functional hats. These can be defined as, oh man, this new hat has nice stats, but it looks like a piece of shit. I'm just gonna stick with my dope AF level 1 hat that sucks dick. I'm looking at you, Witcher 3. These hats, and usually other clothing, when equipped, modify the gameplay passively. Meaning that while they don't really change the mechanics of the game, they change how much damage you can take, or damage you do, or resistance to stuff like poison, or bleeding, or curses. What up, Dark Souls? Many games incorporate this style of hat, and is most commonly found in the RPG or action RPG genres. In the Fallout series, hats can give you stat upgrades that you can only get via bobbleheads and perks. For example, if you put on some glasses, your intelligence increases, and when you take them off, it makes you dumber. Which kind of makes sense when you're relating it to the real world, Because when I take off my glasses, I can't fucking see anything, so naturally I'd probably make less intelligent decisions. This isn't the only way that they can be used, though. In the Ape Escape series, the apes wear these stupid little light-up hats. These lights let the player know how alert the ape is and services the gameplay passively. If an ape is just chillin', then the light will be off, but if shit goes to DEFCON 1 full light with the sirens blazing, you know that shit's about to go down. Sure, the developers could have just conveyed this in another way, such as the Z's above the soldiers' heads in Metal Gear, but the hats fit the narrative of the game and service it well. So there you have it. Hats have not only been an integral part of society for millennia, but also part of video games for almost as long. A game just came out called A Hat in Time, and I might pick that up sometime, see what kind of hat action's going on there. Also, Mario Odyssey will be coming out in a few weeks after this video is posted, and from the looks of it, Nintendo is taking the Mario 64 approach to hats and cranking that shit up to 1 billion. So let me know what your favorite or most interesting video game hats are, or least favorite. Fucking Slippy's hat from Star Fox is pretty fucking dumb. God, fucking Slippy, man. And until next time, peace.